Trump back out on the trail today, and it was the issue. You know, he was in the state of Michigan, right? Border state with Canada, not the southern border, some 1,200 miles away. But this was the message from Donald Trump, in part, earlier today in Michigan. Watch.
We have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime. They're having fistfights with our police officers right in the middle of streets. They're sending prisoners, murderers, drug dealers, mental patients, and terrorists, the worst they have in every country.
All right, so what about this, Ashley? Obviously, immigration, huge issue. Crime, a huge issue. But Trump calling this migrant crime and trying to make this one issue. What if it becomes one issue?
Well, I think it's become one issue a couple weeks ago, especially.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think listen, he's a marketing genius, and I think it's the best thing that he's done. I mean, immigration is going to be the #1 or 2 issue in this election, and for him tying it to the border is really bring across a lot of voters.
Immigrants are not criminals. Immigrants are not criminals. And when he continues to label immigrants as criminals, yeah, it may poll well for Republicans, but it's terrible for the country.
Doing that, or is he pulling out specific instances and highlighting them?
He's using instances to paint a broad brush, and that's exactly what we've seen autocratic and fascist dictators do. Use examples of something to paint as a broad brush. I mean, look, if you look at people who are born outside of this country, they commit crimes at a lower rate than Native Americans.
But what's happening right now on the border, though, is illegal immigrants. And that's what's happening. And the illegal immigrants that are committing crimes is an issue. I mean, we need to, we have a rule of law that we need to enforce. And we love each other, but, sorry.
Roma and Mulvaney, come on in. I want to get your thoughts here, too, but Roma, go for it.
Absolutely. I mean, he's not just talking about immigrants. He's very specifically saying illegal immigrants.
Is he specifically saying that?
He is saying it specifically because we have had over 1 million gotaways, and we've had over 300 terrorists that we know about come into the country since Biden took office. How many do we not know about? You know, and I will just say, Blake, you mentioned that Trump is calling Michigan a border state. It's not just Trump. It's all of the police officers that were standing behind him at that podium today that told the American people that the border is the reason they're seeing so much lawlessness and crime in their communities.
Okay, Mick, so today is obviously primary day in Wisconsin, Grand Rapids, Michigan on the way, basically general direction. He was talking about the case of Ruby Garcia, 25-year-old who was killed last month in Grand Rapids. Authorities reportedly said the alleged killer was in the U.S. illegally and had been deported to Mexico in 2020. So he goes to Michigan today, talks about this case, and what about it? If all of a sudden, Mick, and what is the thinking, you think, from Donald Trump if he makes immigration and crime the same issue?
A couple things. Blake, it's good to see you back at work. Welcome back. We also, I think my good friend Michael Starr Hopkins set a record. It was only 35 seconds till we had fascist dictator out of the Democrats about Donald Trump. I think that's a new record for this show. But look, listen, whether or not Michael and I or the Republicans and Democrats agree this is good for the country, the question is, what do the voters want to talk about? And right now, the voters want to talk about the border, whether or not you're painting with a broad brush. And by the way, anytime you paint with a broad brush, you're going to get outside the lines. That is a fact of life. But right now, the voters care about what illegal immigration is doing in their communities. Keep in mind, this is in Michigan. This is a blue state. This is a blue city. And they're talking about immigration. They're talking about it in San Francisco and New York and Chicago. This is going to be, like Ashley said, #1 or #2, along with the economy, in the election. If Joe Biden is not talking about it, he does it at his own peril.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.